DM here with another review from the DM's Guild. This time we're looking at the Malady Codex, a disease for every occasion. The Malady Codex by Jason Bacchus is on sale from the DM's Guild for $2.95, but what is it? Simply put, disease, disease, and more disease. Where these diseases come from, how they manifest, how to cure them, everything you could possibly want to know about running a disease in D&D is in here. Ever wanted to run that plague outbreak style adventure? Well, have I got the supplement for you. Plot hooks for each of the diseases are included so that it helps aspiring DMs with desires to include these virulent plagues into their campaigns. Every disease has a story, a tale of woe that helps cement its impact in the world. My favorite is the Mad Mage virus, manifesting in ways that are more insidious than most. You do damage and slowly the plague works its way up stages. As you get higher and higher, the damage increases, causing you to feel iller and more weak in certain ways. Switch to a different damage type though, and the plague backs off a bit, but go too far in the single damage type and all of a sudden it manifests in a parasitic creation. It would be interesting to see this in a town setting where a fight breaks out in a pub or a bar, fists are flying, crash, bang, and all of a sudden one of the patrons crashes onto the ground and this bursts forth from within him, creating a huge destructive force as the plague spreads from within the inn. What did I like about this supplement? Well, I love that there's a great plethora of diseases to choose from. Everything from the very benign and simple diseases that are more annoyances than actual problems and they don't have much lethality, all the way up to the Druid's Curse, or maybe you might remember it by its more common name that we recognize here, the Black Death. It's nice that there's this kind of broad range here, and I really love that. There's an insane amount of detail in each one, giving you good role-playing and world-building opportunities that abound within each one. The believability is also very, very high, because it helps that it's coming from two medical students, so they really do know what they're talking about. The diseases themselves are interesting, each one is also very unique, and as terrifying as real-world counterparts. I appreciate that they're the great plot hook elements, as it gives a good springboard for all DMs who use this supplement. It means that you don't have to go in there flat and say, well, how do I now use this disease that I really, really like the idea of? It gives you a good springboard on how not only to start it off, but how to potentially cure it, and gives a good adventure structure for a lot of aspiring DMs. It's nice as well that a lot of the diseases, while they can't be directly cured by things like restoration or lay on hands, they can still be slowed down potentially or affected with those abilities. It gives the players abilities, agency and strength within the world without outright destroying your plans completely. What didn't I like about this? Well, there's a progression table included, and the resolution on it is actually really, really low, so it makes it very difficult to read, so up that resolution. Secondly, I would have loved to see more magical type diseases. There's one presented here that I really love, the Mad Mage virus. But I would really have loved to see some more kind of extra ones thrown at this, more magical quasi kind of things around elements and the weave and that kind of thing. Stuff like, I can imagine that there's a disease out there that strips a wizard or sorcerer of their powers and does horrible things. Maybe affects the weave in ways that are unpredictable in nature. Would have been nice to see something around those sides. Or maybe fleshing out some of the diseases that already exist within D&D and kind of giving them more growth to go with, rather than just the one-liners you get in the, I think it's the contagion spell. In addition, the descriptions of a lot of the diseases and symptoms effects made me a little queasy, but kind of in a good way, so I'll take that as a neutral. It might have been also nice to have all of the diseases listed in a single table, just for easy reference. So something like the disease name, the DC to overcome, how lethal this was, and maybe just a short description of what the disease did. Something very simple like, this disease eventually kills you is probably a good enough description for some of these. But yeah, that's a whole bunch of minor things that I had. Finally, on to my rating. Now, overall, I really love this. This is a near slam dunk for me. Fix that table, maybe add in the reference table somewhere in there, and it's an easy 5 out of 5 stars from me. As it stands, I'm gonna rate it 4.5 out of 5. Just because the blurriness of the table and not having that reference table knocks off a little bit. Hell, if the table that he did include had been the correct resolution from the start, bam, 5 out of 5, easy for me. But it's just kind of one of those little polished things that can be easily corrected. If you are looking for a believable way to integrate diseases into your D&D campaign, you cannot do better than the Malady Codex by Jason Makos. Thank you. Please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe on my videos. It really does help me out, lets me know that the channel is kind of growing, where we're going, and peace out.